Captain's log, supplemental. Well, it finally happened. I caught that Rigelian flu that everyone always complains about. I don't know why everyone's being such a little bitch about it. It's not that bad. I mean, I'll be able to feel my toes later, I'm sure. And it really hasn't interrupted my duties too much. It really hasn't interrupted too much, but apparently I'm not allowed to go back on the bridge because I keep sneezing all over everybody or whatever. Bunch of busybodies, I swear.
Welcome back to Captain's Log Supplemental. I am Chris, and as always, am joined by my friends Stanford and Rob.
Hey there.
Hello.
And producer Mariah.
Hi there.
We are a Star Trek rewatch podcast for those that are uninitiated. That means we are cruising through all of Star Trek in timeline chronological order. We're making our way through it so far. We're on our new series now, so that's exciting. How y'all doing today?
Not too bad.
I'm good.
I just want to I want to take a moment to commend you two, Chris and Rob, for being better people than I would be in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Because it turns out, so I have this headset, right? And ever since I got this headset, when you pivot the mic up, it mutes it. But apparently at some point, it stopped doing that. So now when I pivot my mic up, it does not mute it, which is fine. I'm glad that I know this. But the reason I know this is that because today there was a disciplinary incident happening in the Stanford household involving our child. And apparently Rob and Chris heard some yelling and decided to very graciously mute me in Discord so that they were not privy to what was going on here. And let me tell you, gentlemen, you are better men than I, because I would have turned your asses up.
Wow. Oh, man. Yeah, having been on that side of that, I don't know if I would want anybody listening to me do this, because out of context, it's like,
oh yeah. Well, and I was just about to say, and I'm glad that you did mute it, because you may not have heard which out of context sounds bad, Mariah yell, "If you don't pay attention, your father will break your legs," which is...
That came much later. No.
The yelling they heard was when we were yelling in the kitchen. So it was definitely that same time period.
Oh, I thought it was the initial.
No, because that was too far away in the house. It was only back when
for a while we didn't hear anything.
It was only when we had moved the family fight into the kitchen that they started hearing. And for context, the discussion was about my child not paying attention to the world around him. And when we are going down the sidewalk, he often walks right in front of me. And I'm like, someday I'm going to break your fucking ankles, you little dumbass. So
oh man, it's like when I go shopping with my kids at the grocery store. They just wander in my path. Or really, I mean, just walking in general as a group.
Listen, if you want some real excitement, you should let them push the cart.
and actually, speaking of out of context...
Spoken like a true uncle over here.
Oh, hell yeah. Speaking of out of context stuff, I guess this is a few years ago. A friend of the pod, John, his kid, Sam, Sam was doing superhero landings off the couch. And he did one or two, and it was a loud thump and and John's like, "Sam, stop doing that. You're gonna hurt yourself." And then of course Sam does it again and breaks his fucking arm, straight up breaks his arm. And so John's like, "Oh my God!" So he's taking him to the urgent care, and on the way there, he's doing that distraught parent of I've got to be cool and calm, but also Jesus Christ, my kid just hurt himself, but also dude, this is why you need to listen to me. I don't yell at you for fun. I yell at you so that you don't hurt yourself. This should be a lesson to you, right? So anyway, so they get to the urgent care and the doctor is like, "Okay, Sam, and so just tell me what happened. How did you break your arm?" And Sam goes, "I didn't listen to my dad." John's like, no, tell him the rest of it.
Oh man, amazing. Perfect. No notes, kid. Amazing job.
Oh man.
Oh, man. Well, before we get into the episode, as a reminder, please, as always, rate, review, subscribe, send us responses, tell your friends, everything. It does help us a lot. So, speaking of the episode, we are on episode 2 of Discovery. Battle at the Binary Stars. Quite a epic title for this one. We start with flashback of Burnham meeting.
Actually, we start with something that we don't really see in Star Trek before the flashback, which is like a brief redo of the last like sequence that happened in the previous episode, which is jarring. Like, it's weird when TV shows do that shit.
Yeah, we got some of that in Enterprise in like the 3rd season when it was a much more continuous storyline. But
yeah, it was just like, because this wasn't a recap. It was just a brief, like, we're just going to show you the last scene again real quick. And then, move on. Yeah.
Yep. But after that, we start with a flashback of Burnham when she first kind of comes onto the Senju and meets Giorgio.
Man, their transporter room has some sick woofers, man.
What?
Did you see the big like antenna dish things on the walls? They look like huge subwoofers. It's the thing that Michael is like, your transporters are dumb as hell. You should feel bad about it. Like, that's what she's talking about, are those like, she called them lateral transporter something or other arrays. It's because they beam sideways instead of up and down like a good transporter.
Yeah. Yep. So
Chris is like, I wasn't paying attention to any of the dumb shit in this scene.
No, pretty much, yeah. I was distracted by how passive-aggressively Vulcan Burnham was being. It really harkened me back to like early Enterprise episodes with the Vulcans.
Yeah.
It felt real bad.
Yeah, she was just being generally just a little brat, really, to Giorgio. Just acting superior and like, I'm too good for you humans, even though I'm a human.
Yeah. Well, and she does have a wicked bowl cut, so she's not wrong.
She does. She has the classic terrible Vulcan hair. But she does end up taking a stroll with Giorgio after Sarika's like, all right, I'm dropping you off. Bye, don't come back. And she and Giorgio kind of, I don't want to say chat. She mostly continues her nonsense about like, Vulcan ships are using better transporters.
They speech at each other, yeah.
They have kind of a moment where they, I guess, connect a little bit and acknowledge each other's competence in the turbo lift on the way to the bridge. But other than that, Burnham's mostly being a jerk.
Although, I mean, she does make one good judgment here, which is that she instantly sees Saru and is like, I hate that fucking guy, which, like, me too.
I like that you made that I like that you made that assumption with no dialogue whatsoever.
I didn't need it. I could see it in her eyes.
I know, even Saru like returns it too. He's like,
oh man,
we're gonna hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burnham calls the bridge functional, and says, Captain to Giorgio. I guess she's on board now. So, cut back to the present.
I just want to take a moment because we get a couple of pans around the bridge to point out some of the notable bridge members. We of course have like microwave oven guy or whatever, like the person with that fucking thing over
TV
their
head.
head. Right.
Yeah.
We also then have like Indian Lobot is running like the one comm station. And then like blue herpes face guy is like over on the tactical station. It's quite the array of individuals up here and costuming decisions.
Yep. There's a lot going on. But back in the present, we are told that there are in fact 24 Klingon ships, syncing up with the amount of Klingon houses, which seem like they're making a big deal out of.
That literally cannot be a coincidence. That's what she says.
34?
It cannot be a coincidence.
It can.
It was 24, Rob. No, shut up, Chris.
Okay.
Burnham said it cannot be a coincidence.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway,
if it was like Giorgio, a really specific number, like 242 or some shit, like sure, that can't be a coincidence. It's 24. Like,
yeah. However, Giorgio, despite that, relieves her of duty and sends her to the brig because of the whole, mutiny thing. And cut to the intro. After the intro, we return to the Klingon point of view, where the other Klingon ships have contacted the leader guy Takuvma to complain about being summoned. They're like,
Don't-
"Look, you little bitch! Why did you call us here?"
Yeah, and don't bother learning his name. He's not going to be around long.
Yeah, he's not. He's not. He. This is then that scene that Rob, you were talking about, the last episode that you thought was in the last episode, where he recounts how he recovered his father's ship and
where he
got
flashes
the shit kicked out of him by Klingon kids.
Yeah, he flashes back to being on that planet in the first Alien movie where he grew up.
So, we kind of get a speech here between the various, I guess, house heads of the Klingons.
Yeah, this could have been an email, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. One of the house heads sees like the albino Klingon guy, Voch, and she's like, "Wow, that fucking guy, why do you have him with him? He sucks."
Oh, God, his skin is lighter than mine. Oh, God, I'm going to throw up just looking at him. Over the hologram that, I will point out, is like a faded gray and white hologram. Like, it's not like a color transmission.
No, it's not. No. So anyway, that guy who hates Outcast guy pieces out of the comms. He's like, "Later, bitch." Well, the rrest of them are like, "Well, we're gonna let him cook a little bit."
Well, we're gonna try not to be racist. So I don't know.
So Takuba then preaches about the threat of the Federation to the Klingons, and just in time for the Federation back up to warp in.
They're not as coordinated as the Klingon warp, so
they're not. Yeah, they just kind of zoop in one at a time. Takuba claims that the Federation lie is that they come in peace, which of course
I like how Takuba's like, "Here comes the lie," and she's like, "We come in peace," and I'm like, I don't disagree with Takuba here. Like, the Federation does say that a lot, even though they're carrying very large guns.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, fair point. Not really. It's kind of like the worst guy you know made a good point.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Klingons aren't better at all, but yeah.
Well,
so
I don't know. Is it better to? Well, there's a philosophical question. Is it better to be aggressive with a large weapon or passive aggressive with a large weapon?
Neither.
Well, yeah. So therefore, the Klingons are not worse than the Federation.
Okay, I mean, obviously passive-aggressive wins here because you're not just immediately murdering people or enslaving
The
them.
first person murdered in this entire encounter was a Klingon by a Federation person, so I don't want to hear it, Robertson.
Okay, murdered is not the appropriate term there. He definitely pulled a weapon.
He pulled a weapon. Oh, was he resisting? Chris, is that what happened?
No, what happened here is the inevitable end of every Batleth combat where he accidentally basically impales himself.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right, true. Fair enough. He was cleaning it and it went off.
Jesus.
Oh man. So anyway, yeah. So that they decide to respond to the Federation's kind of broadcast by immediately opening fire, and they start pew-pewing away. Lots of fun CG ship combat fight here. Ensign Sassy immediately gets his shit blown up, as does TV Head.
I like how it's like, ops damage report, and then the console just explodes. Into flyer and shit. It's like, never mind.
So Ensign Sassy gets sent to sickbay.
Connor. Yeah, because he kind of limps back to his feet, and Giorgio's basically like, "Connor, get your bitch ass to sickbay, you little whiner." Like, no one even helps him off the bridge. He has to like limp his way over to the fucking turbo lift.
Like, two dudes help TV Head limp off, but Ensign Sassy's got to take care of himself. Burnham, meanwhile, is in the brig, trying to get info. And the computer's like, "Nah, bitch."
I like how the computer's like, "I ain't telling you shit, you mutinous bitch."
Right after that, old Connor shows up, Ensign Sassy, and is very scrambled from his head injury.
Which means that all he's got the energy for is a speech real quick.
But that's okay. That gets cut quite short as he immediately gets sucked out the giant hole.
Immediately dies.
Yep. They get a hole blown in the hull right where the brig is, and he just takes a nice flight out. At this point, Burnham kind of gets like knocked unconscious or something, and flashes back to the attack on her. I don't know. Research station or colony or whatever it was by the Klingons.
No. Oh no. This was a bombing of her like school on Vulcan.
Oh, was it?
Because she was in it.
Oh,
That
right,
is
right, right,
that is what I
right.
remember as well, is that this is literally an attack on an entire school full of children because one of the children is a human.
Cool.
Because Vulcans are logical.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyways, Sarek does some Vulcan mind CPR on her.
Yeah. He just, does the hand, it's my mind to your mind, such and such, and then she wakes up. However, though the hull has been breached, she is protected because of the force field.
Mm-hmm. The computer's
Around
like,
her.
major hull breach. And I'm like, yeah, computer, you're right. That is a major hull breach. Half of Burnham's view is just stars.
Back on the bridge, Saru and the captain realize Burnham was on the deck with one of the major breaches, and they're like, "Oh." Anyway,
yeah, there was just a brief moment.
Yeah, just a quick pause, and they're like, "Well," the computer states back on that the power is going to be diverted to the bridge.
Yeah, the computer's like, "You're about to suck vacuum, you traitorous whore." Like, the computer does not mince words with this bitch.
So Burnham does not have a lot of time there to figure out how to survive.
Thankfully, Sarek's got a trick up his sleeve that we didn't know about. It's called the exposition dimension.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we didn't have like an Enterprise episode that set the precedent for this, I would say it was pretty stupid.
Yeah, but, it would be really dumb if the Enterprise hadn't already gone to the DVD menu dimension. So yeah, it's pretty much the same shit, yeah.
Yeah. So Sarek kind of is like, gives her the old Vulcan pep talk and is like, do something. Don't just sit there and die.
The Vulcan pep talk of like, how about instead of not doing something, you do something? Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but he also, in the same speech, was like, so I know I probably wasn't the best dad to a human because I'm not a human, and, I didn't really do a good job of, supporting you, but, I'm doing it now, so here you go.
Yeah, he's pretty much like, I failed as a father, so I'm going to need you to not be a quitter and mutiny harder, please.
Yeah, pretty much. He signs off with live long and prosper. She does not return the peace and long life response. So I'll take that as a fuck you, Dad. From
Man, they never do that. Shut up. She does the hand thing. She's good.
Fair enough. Anyway, after some more CG pew pews and bridge explosions, looks like the Shenzhou is disabled. Their engines and shields, I think, are offline or something like that. However, right as the Klingon ship is about to just finish them off, they break off their attack, and the Shenzhou realizes they're being sucked into that binary star debris field.
Yeah, the Klingon breaks off its attack because it realized that they didn't want to kill all the main characters now. That would really shorten the show, so it had to go find something else to do.
Yeah, pretty much. Just as they're about to hit an asteroid, though, they get tractor beamed away from it by the Europa, which is the ship that Admiral what's his face is commanding. I don't know what his name was.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Admiral Douche Bro, yeah.
Admiral gonna die soon. Then contacts the Klingons to propose a ceasefire, to which the Takuvma accepts.
Okay. Not gonna lie, Takuvma kind of metal here. I'm sending my envoy.
Yeah, sending my envoy. Immediately after that, the Admiral's comms with the Shenzhou kind of ceases. He kind of, that, I guess, hologram thing of him acts like something just happened on a ship, and then we cut to the CG sequence of like the cloaked Klingon ship cutting the Europa in half.
Yeah, they hit the Europa with like a Titanic. Like,
yeah, basically.
It was like an icebreaker.
Yeah, it's like an icebreaker ship. It just starts cutting its way through the Europa. Soon after that, it seemed like more Klingon ships jumped in and continue attacking. The Europa self-destructs to try to take out the giant Klingon ship, and I guess they did.
No, it didn't work.
Well, it wasn't clear as to what happened to that ship.
That's Takuvma's ship, isn't it?
No.
I didn't think it was, no.
Well, what ship was that?
A different ship.
Yep.
Oh.
One of the 24 other ships.
No, but Takuvma's I thought Takuvma was the only one with the cloak.
He was. He said he did say like that I can't cloak my ship, so I think he has more than one. Because don't we see like that same either type of ship or that same ship like much later on in the series too? It's like this gigantic freaking massive ship that used for ramming.
Battering ram.
I don't remember that. No, fuck if I know, man.
Yeah,
it was not
like this ship was like it was very pointy on the end and very
right.
tall.
It had like a point. Yeah, whereas like the crypt ship had like a more regular ship shape.
Look, we're in 2017 or whatever. Storytelling, so we don't have any establishing shots of any of these ships, so I don't know what any of them fucking look like.
Fair enough. So where was I? Oh yeah. So shortly after that, Takuma claims victory and tells the other Klingons that they're now united under him, which they seem pretty agreeable to, I guess. The other, Klingon faction house ships leave soon after that, and the Klingon flagship broadly transmits how they don't want to be peaceful with the Federation. Burnham, meanwhile, in the brig, tries to engage ethical protocols to release the brig force field.
Fuck off. This was so fucking stupid.
Yeah, computer initially doesn't agree, but somehow Burnham logics her way through.
Burnham talks the computer into letting her out of the brig. Like, what the fuck?
But letting her out of the brig entails making a circle in the force field to shoot her through space into the hallway, through the hallway force field.
Which, like, it's one of those things, again, where it's like, Hollywood thinks that basically the instant you touch vacuum, you're fucking dead forever. Like,
right.
It's like, you're not going to survive 15 seconds in vacuum. Like, yeah, you'll be all right. Like, it's going to hurt. Like, your eyes might be all fucked up, but, like, you'll be fine. You're not going to die.
So, anyway, that works. And she's out. Woo! Back on the bridge, Giorgio quotes Sun Tzu to Saru. Saru then suggests transporting photon torpedoes manually to the other ship, using, like a worker drone thing or something.
So, I guess, like, I don't understand that plan because he says a transport's small enough to avoid their primary sensors. Aren't torpedoes by definition already smaller than that since they're about to load several onto a thing? Why don't they just fire the torpedo? Like just start.
I think they only sent one.
Just start up the fucking engine. Like it's going to be smaller than that. Like fuck it.
How about you shut the hell up?
Okay. My apologies.
Yeah.
No, they wanted to load several onto what they called a worker bee, which I don't know that we ever see. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, at least not this episode.
I don't think it's those little drone things that are on the Discovery. Those have a different name.
Yeah. We got a quick cut to the Klingon ship where they're like, oh yeah, we won, blah ha ha. Doesn't really matter.
Speech. They do some speeches.
Speech.
Speech.
Where was it? The captain says she will, like Giorgio says, she'll drive the transport, so the Shenzhou can make their escape. Right as Burnham happens to arrive and explains that killing
speeches. Yep.
Yeah, killing Takuma only makes him a martyr, and that they should capture him instead to dishonor him and defuse the situation, I guess.
Okay, I want this to be noted right now that her plan is to, in order to not make this worse, is to capture that Klingon because killing him would make him a martyr.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, put a pin in that.
Yep. Giorgio laments her failures with Burnham, just like speeches at her, like I was so egotistical to think I could change you, you dumb bitch. Was basically pretty much
the
gist.
What a mother figure.
Yeah, she just full on disappointed moms her. Where was I? Burnham then explains it wasn't Vulcan logic that caused her to take her actions. It was just an emotional attachment of the crew and her need and desire to save them that led to her actions. She's like, you know what? I'll deliver the warhead instead. Which, okay, but weren't you just talking about like not killing them?
Shut up.
Didn't make sense. Anyway, the Klingons start sucking their deceased warriors that are floating in space onto their ship. The captain says, "You know what? Forget that transport, worker bee plan. We're gonna beam them right onto the ship, or sort of anyway." We get some Klingon funeral speeches going on in the background while they prepare to transport the photon torpedo warhead onto one of the Klingon dead. And hey, that works real good. They the corpse in, and boom, the head of the Klingon battlecruiser just snaps right off. Burnham and Georgiou then beam over to the Klingon ship, and phaser pew-pews start happening.
This is where I remembered, like, oh yeah, these are the cakiest of Starfleet uniforms.
After they shoot a couple of extras, Takuma and Voq quickly engage them in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, Voq almost fucking straight up Pedro Pascal's Burnham.
Dude, why do villains always just try to squeeze their skulls?
Well, because it works, man. It worked on Pedro Pascal. It's going to work on this bitch, too.
Hey, don't spoil that for everybody.
What, Game of Thrones from, like, 10 years ago?
I mean, sure, I guess. That's fair.
You're talking about something different. I am not talking about that.
Oh, okay.
Pedro Pascal's character in Game of Thrones, he got, like, his head crushed by
right. By the mountain. Yeah, okay. Although, I will say, like, there's a certain point with, like, spoilers where, like, after X amount of time, it's like, all right, everybody who's going to watch it would have watched it by now.
Probably already aware, yeah.
However, then it kind of hits like the other end of that curve where it's like, all right, there's people who like weren't adults at this point who didn't watch it, who probably have not seen it yet, so maybe it's not it's good to spoil it. So,
and people is like, how have you not been spoiled on this already? God damn.
Right.
Just spoiler alert: if you're going to watch Game of Thrones, don't.
All right, good enough for me.
Damn. Harsh. Anyway, Burnham in their fight kind of, I thought gouged out Voq's eye, but I guess just like injured the underneath of it.
No, I think
it gave him like the Vulcan equivalent of a black eye.
I guess because at the end there you saw his fucking eye socket all fucked up. But yeah, she fucked with his eye somehow.
Yeah. However, she doesn't do that before. Long before the captain gets stabbed by Takuma through the heart.
Straight through that useless-ass Starfleet armor.
Burnham then immediately shoots and kills Takuma. Well, doesn't kill him immediately.
No. She does not immediately shoot and kill him. She picks up a phaser, then switches it to kill, then kills him. You know, that person she said she should not kill because he will become a martyr. No. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. What the fuck? Like, what?
It's supposed to, I'm sure it's supposed to be an emotional reaction to seeing her mother figure killed in front of her.
She couldn't even see her yet. His big ass Klingon body, and that's not body shaming, they're just huge people. Like, was between her and Georgiou, who is not a huge person. So, like, there's no way she saw her.
I don't know. They made it seem that way by her reaction.
Besides, stunning him would have been just as effective as shooting him dead. Like, that's how stuns work in the show.
What I'm saying is, I think it was supposed to be, she killed my mom. I'm gonna kill him too.
It's bad writing. Okay, gotcha.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that's what they were probably going for there. Where was it? Yeah. So Burnham shoots Takuma. She tries to kind of get with Georgiou's body because they can't, I guess, transport her if she doesn't have life signs, which kind of sounds like bullshit to me, but okay.
Nah, they couldn't get a lock on her. I don't know.
Yeah. But they're like, nope, we gotta go. So they transport Burnham off before and Georgiou's body is left there. Meanwhile, Voq cradles Takuma as he dies.
Oh, but what does he have time for?
Speech.
Yep, one last speech.
Yeah. They talk about some KLS stuff. I don't know. It didn't really matter.
It was stupid.
We get a shot of all kind of the lifeboats fleeing from Shenzhou. And we cut to what I assume is a court-martial where Burnham pleads guilty. Also, why the fuck was it so dark in there? Like, was it necessary?
Yeah. When you do a court-martial, that's what you got. You can't have. You're not allowed to like see the faces of the tribunal and stuff. It's just how it goes.
So anyway, she gets found guilty and sentenced to life in prison.
I like how, like, the guy's like, is there any speech you'd like to make before we sentence you? And then so she gives a speech.
Boy, howdy.
and then she's sent to prison for life for basically punching her boss. because that's a very reasonable sentence for a civilian exploration organization.
I mean,
I
she's
don't think
also-
it's punching. I think it's
She was
mutiny.
found guilty by the organization. Tell me it's not a military to my face.
it's not a
Mom's
military.
God damn it. My mom was in the military.
All right. So, to our rating scale on a scale of 1 to 5, where 0 is threshold, where are we at for this one?
You want to go first this week, Stanford?
No, you go ahead.
All right. So I just want to preface this by saying two things. One, I don't think that I would have thrived with a Vulcan parent. Two,
Did you have a Vulcan parent?
kind of.
Like, your dad was not particularly emotional.
That's true.
That's pretty fair, yeah.
When you wanted to bond with him by learning how to, like, by playing golf with him, he bought you lessons from a private tutor so that you would leave him alone.
Oh, man. Oh.
Oh, yeah, okay. Two,
Hold on. Processing trauma. Hold on.
Rob's merging his Sarek and Mr. Beach files together in his brain.
two, like, holy crap, what a difference you can see in Michelle Yeoh's acting between this and the Section 31 movie. It's like two completely different actors.
Yeah, I mean, so they are supposed to be different characters.
It's different. No, I mean, like,
Quality, not...
I see
yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a huge gap in quality. That's what it is. Anyway, this is a 3. I give this one a 3.
Stanford?
So I was at a low 3. I was trying to decide if I wanted to go down to a 2. It was all right. I don't know. I liked the first half of this better. I think the last half felt a little rushed in kind of a weird way. And the flashbacks were completely unnecessary. So it's one of those things where it's, again, like, you had time to tell this story. You just wasted it doing I didn't need to see Tukuvma get beat up by kids on Klingon, on Kronos, you know. Let me tell you this. Knowing what I know about Klingons, I did not learn anything new by learning that by seeing a scene where Klingon children are assholes to each other. Like, I was good. I knew that already. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go to the 2. I feel like we wasted a fair amount of time when we could have just kept moving, you know?
Yeah. I don't disagree that there was some unnecessary stuff, especially speech-filled stuff on this one, which, oh boy, is that going to be a theme for the show. But I think for me, it's a 3. I think it was probably buoyed by the cool ship combat scenes.
Good. Ship combat was cool. Although I do,
so
like,
many
every
lasers.
single laser went, like, I don't know if that sound's coming through, but they make this, like, weird spitting noise, like, every time the lasers are being shot. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It did not come through. It just sounded like you went silent for a second, so I was very confused.
I heard wet mouth noises.
Yeah, that's basically what the laser sounded like.
Oh, man. Yeah, so 3 for me.
Alrighty, IMDb gave it a 4.
Okay. Interesting. Well, when we come back, we'll do a little deep dive. Welcome back, everybody. So for today's deep dive, I wanted to look at transporters being used as weapons in Star Trek, which we get here. Yeah, we get here in this episode, where they transport that warhead from a photon torpedo and kind of use it as to sneak a bomb on board, more or less, to the Klingon ship.
To sneak a snook up or sniz?
I'm sorry, what now?
Someone snuck a snook up or sniz? No, none of you with there was a South Park episode.
What?
Oh, okay.
Someone snuck a snook up Hillary Clinton's sniz.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
okay.
God.
That's what she was like,
one.
oh my. Like, it was pretty fucking funny.
Oh, man.
It was like parodying like 24.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Anyway, Star Trek. There's been plenty of instances where the transporter has been used at least weapon adjacent throughout Star Trek. I tried to pick some specific instances that I thought were unique or interesting. The first one I kind of found was in season 2 of the original series, episode 7, called Wolf in the Fold. There's a character called Hengist, who Kirk orders beamed into space at maximum dispersion, basically turning him to dust in space.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Which, damn.
That's the old atomic shotgun.
Yeah, just scattering his atoms to the wind in space. Just wow. Seems like the most direct use that I could really find as like transporter as the weapon itself, which I thought was interesting. There was also a TOS novel, kind of TOS era novel, called The Galactic Whirlpool, where
I mean, that's both a cool and dumb name for a fucking novel. I'm not sure. It kind of circles around itself, which makes it meta.
Yeah. But there's I guess there's a scene where a phaser is beamed out of someone's hand, though I guess it's fired during it and it explodes in the transporter.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were going to do a segment about the transporter being used for awesome shit.
Pretty much, yeah. That's kind of how it goes. We, of course, had Enterprise, episode 16 of season 4.
Hold on. I got a question.
Yeah.
I want to go back one real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So they beamed a guy into the transporter system and then rematerialized him into mist.
Pretty much, yep.
Why didn't they just not?
just because it's cooler that way?
Just purge the buffer and call it a day. Jesus Christ. It's I not only want you dead, I want the universe's record of your fucking atoms to go away forever.
They wanted to send a message.
So...
Fuck, yeah, was it smeared all over some other ship's view screen? God damn.
So there's... I didn't watch the episode. I haven't seen the episode, but basically there's this kind of entity, I guess, that's attached to him. That they're trying is basically kind of the bad guy of this episode. This thing called Red Jack that feeds on fear and terror. So I think it was just kind of I don't know. I guess we just need to just turn him into mist in space to make sure it's really dead. So
it's the only way to be sure. Jesus Christ.
Only way to be sure. Yep. Where was I? Okay. In Enterprise, we covered this one already in Divergence. This is the one where they have that Klingon virus that mutated because they were trying to make super soldiers out of the human DNA, where they beamed that a vial basically of that virus onto a Klingon ship and basically said, "Do it, don't blow up the planet, or we won't give you the antidote."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Super ethical and cool.
Enterprise.
There was another one which I thought was very interesting in TNG, in the episode Captain's Holiday, which was season 3, episode 19. This is the one where Picard goes on vacation.
Yeah.
And he meets that
the hot chick, yeah,
the criminal lady who's trying to hunt for artifacts, and so they find this artifact, and Picard is suspicious of stuff, so he orders Riker to stand by with transporter code 14. So this is a predetermined command and thing that...
Yeah, I assume that means that when he calls, Riker will just beam a bag of chips into his hands. That would be what I would use it for.
But no, it's much more sinister. So basically
What?
He orders this transporter thing, places his comm badge as kind of the signal for it onto this artifact, books it, and then orders the transporter code 14 thing, and it fucking explodes. I don't know what the transporter is doing here in this scenario, but apparently it could just explode shit.
I mean, if you transport the right atomic combination.
Or the right kind of chips.
Or, you just get some matter, antimatter from your reactor and smash them together.
Yeah, maybe they were beaming something to that site.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was like just a bomb. They're like, oh, just transport a bomb to this location.
Fucking yeah! If you transport flaming hot Cheetos into matter, they just explode like that. Yeah.
So the next one I had was Dark Frontier, which was Voyager season 5. I think it was like a 2-part, episode 15 and 16. But Voyager comes up against this like Borg probe thing, and they end up beaming a photon torpedo into it and exploding it that way.
Yep, they sure do.
Sure. Like, which brings me to my thought, like, why don't we just use the transporter as the delivery method of photon torpedoes in general?
Sure.
Instead of,
because
using propulsion.
Shut the fuck up, that's why.
like torpedoes miss all the time in this show. I'm pretty sure. Like, just transporting them would be much more efficient. No disagreement? All right.
I mean, yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
It already feels weird that they're called photon torpedoes and they don't travel at light speed.
Yeah.
It's because what's inside them is shut your fucking mouth. That's why.
The last specific one I had was from an episode called Field of Fire, which was Deep Space Nine, season 7, episode 13. Basically, this guy is like kind of suffering from PTSD and basically choosing to kill people because of it. But he modifies this TR-116 rifle, which was basically just like a chemically propelled bullet instead of a phaser. But he modified it to include a micro transporter to basically, he would shoot the gun. He would immediately transport basically into the person at velocity, which just
incredible. No notes. Fuck you. It's like, I have a rifle where if I shoot it, it just immediately beams the bullet into your body and then it continues moving out of you. Amazing.
Right. So like he would like shoot through like walls and shit, and it would transport wherever that person was. So,
yes. See, that's a writer who knew what to fucking do.
What was that crazy movie where people were like curving bullets?
Wanted.
I think Angelina Jolie.
Wanted.
That's it.
It was Wanted.
Yeah.
I have that completely on fucking recall because for some reason that movie comes up almost every week in my D&D table.
Really?
That's weird.
It's so random.
Yeah, it's completely random.
Is that the one where he hits like Chris Pratt across the face with a keyboard?
He does, yeah, right at the beginning. chubby Chris Pratt too. He's still a little chubby in that one.
Oh yeah, that's like before he became big.
Yeah, I was like, I want to say that may have been Chris Pratt's first movie.
Maybe, yeah, because he was on Parks and Rec. That's like the first thing I saw him on.
That was his big break, if I understand correctly.
Yeah,
such a good show.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's also been like in Voyager in particular, there was like several episodes with the Vidians who were basically like it's not exactly a weapon, but they're just...
I was waiting for you to stop talking because I've got more to give you.
Yeah. The Vidians are basically like beaming people's organs out of them, which is just
it was
horrible.
A weapon. That's what their phasers were, basically a teleport that beamed your organs out and then left you to die. Yeah. That's exactly how it worked, and it was fucking terrifying.
It was so funny when I was researching this. Like I was seeing like various like Reddit threads and whatever other things that basically people were like. On multiple occasions, I saw people argue about how things weren't weapons because they didn't immediately kill somebody. I'm like, that's not what a weapon is.
That's not how a weapon works. Like,
I have some information on Chris Pratt.
Okay.
Oh shit.
He dropped out of a local community college halfway through the first semester. Post which he worked as a discount ticket salesman and then a daytime stripper.
Nice.
After that, he ended up homeless in Maui, and he met actress and director Ray Don Chong, who cast him in the 2000 short film Cursed Part 3.
I've never fucking heard of that.
All right.
What a career path.
Homeless in Maui is certainly a...
I mean, there's worse places to be homeless.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Oh, man.
He also worked for a Christian missionary group called Jews for Jesus while in...
Jews for Jesus are the fucking worst people in the world, by the way.
I'll take your word for it.
So yeah, also in Enterprise, I don't know if you'll remember, but there's like when the Enterprise was fighting its older Enterprise self, they were just beaming each other's equipment out of them.
Yes, I was gonna say and that's not the only show that's done that too. There's been plenty of instances where like they'll like transport a piece, some vital component off a ship,
and that's a weapon. Like that, there's no that just because it doesn't actively explode. If you are disabling an opponent, that is a weapon. Like that's what a weapon does.
Yeah.
So there's.
Yeah, and like even the Suliban, teleporting themselves under the ceilings of enemy ships for tactical superiority.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, like, I guess I would have a hard time categorizing that in terms of this particular like segment because like transporting a person is what the transporter is for.
Right. So, like, exactly.
Yeah.
Just because they have a weapon, like I because that happens obviously. Like in so many episodes, they transport somebody on with guns and they take the thing. I mean, I guess technically you could classify that as weaponization of it, but
yeah, technically the Borg do that every fucking time, right? That's what they do. Yeah.
But yeah, I try to pick out some of the more interesting and specific ones
that is fun.
That we've seen. So, did you have any other ones you wanted to share?
So yeah, in Insurrection, they're beaming people onto like the hologram ship. And so they set up these transporter like scramblers. So they set out these drones with with teleporter tags. And so like that's when you first started describing this like transporter bullet in DS9, I was like, oh, like the ones on the drones? Because the drones would they would hit you with the tag and then you would disappear.
I remember that.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was another. The Voyager got ambushed by a group that was beaming shit off of them. But it was more equipment and stuff,
right?
But it did straight up beam like actual working equipment as well. So it was weaponized in that way, like entire the central computer got beamed out and shit. Like it was weird. But that's where the Doctor got beamed out.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Or I guess, no, it wasn't the Doctor. It was his mobile emitter, and it was attached to Leonardo da Vinci, the holodeck character.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. So, yeah, there been that happened in Voyager at least once. Those are the ones I'm pulling. The Vidians were the first thing that jumped to mind because their little phasers were just like transporters that beamed your organs out.
Fucking terrifying. Jesus.
Yeah. Neelix gets shot once and now he doesn't have any fucking lungs. Like,
oh my God. That's so horrible. Oh,
that's like episode 4. Like it's real. It's real early on.
Yeah. All right. Well, that kind of wraps up what I had down. When we come back, we will get a little potpourri.
All right, welcome back, everybody. For Potpourri this week, we are going to play a little game called Which Captain Said It?
Oh, nice.
So,
okay.
Yeah, this is going to be all of the main captains from from a variety of different series. The way this is going to work...
For the record, who's the main captain of Discovery?
Can you just give us a list of all of the possible options?
Sure. You got Kirk, Archer, Janeway, Freeman, Burnham, Sisko, Picard. Did I say Janeway?
You did.
Then Pike.
Freeman?
Okay, so not Freeman?
Who's Freeman?
I said Freeman.
Or Mary?
Lower Decks?
Yeah, Lower Decks is Freeman, right? Carol Freeman?
Yeah, Carol Freeman.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't even thinking of Lower Decks.
Yeah.
So not Freeman.
No, Freeman's in here.
Oh, Freeman is... I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say Freeman.
Okay.
Okay, so but not like that dude who was captain of the Enterprise for that 3-episode arc with fucking Picard or whatever, like
Jellicoe, yeah.
No.
And not that Hispanic feller from Picard. What was his name?
Yeah. Nope. What is his name? He only lasts like 2 seasons.
The show was only 3 seasons, so that was most of it.
Fair.
But all right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you guys a quote. I will ask you each for your opinion on who you think said it. And if you get it right, you get a point. If you can name me the episode, I'll give you a bonus point.
Do we have to know the title, or can we give you a general plot?
No, you gotta know the title.
Fuck off. Okay.
We're not getting any bonus points.
So I'm going to get 1 bonus point if it's one of the Archer ones because I've been editing all those episodes.
All right.
Can anyone get the bonus point even if you weren't the one who got the captain?
Sure.
Sweet. All right.
I don't know how you would get the episode if you didn't guess the captain.
Because once someone guesses the captain, then I'll be like, oh, that's right. It's probably this episode, and I would guess that.
Oh, okay. Well, fine. Then I will say, first up, you have to guess the captain, and then if you get the captains, then you can guess the episode.
Okay, so you have to have some credit before you can get bonus credit. Got it.
Right, yeah.
All right. First one. So I lied. I cheated. I bribed men to cover the crimes of other men. I'm an accessory to murder, but the most damning thing of all, I think I can live with it. And if I had to do all over again, I would. Chris.
Is this going to someone specifically?
Are we both giving our answer?
Yes.
Okay. I'd say Cisco.
Read it again.
So I lied, I cheated. I bribed men to cover the crimes of other men. I'm an accessory to murder. But most damning thing of all, I think I can live with it. And if I had to do it all over again, I would.
It's got to be Cisco.
It is Cisco.
Who else would have bribed somebody?
Yeah, I was going to say, he's the only one who's really in position to do anything like that, so.
Freeman probably would have.
Well.
Probably Janeway too.
Yeah, but her speech would have been more tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was a very Cisco speech.
Yeah. What episodes do you think it's from?
Oh,
I don't think I could name a DS9 episode. It's the one where they fucking made some shit up for the Romulans.
You know, it's funny because I remembered covering this in like a potpourri or something at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what the name of the episode was.
It absolutely is. It's the Pale Moonlight.
Pale Moonlight, okay.
This is like one of the most famous Deep Space
Sure is, Rob. I'm sure it is.
We're bad at episode titles.
Should have bad at games.
All right, next up. Someday, my people are going to come up with some sort of doctrine, something that tells us what we can and can't do out here, should and shouldn't do. But until somebody tells me that they have drafted that directive, I'm going to have to remind myself that we didn't come out here to play God.
Go ahead, Chris. You got it? Or do you want me to go?
Yeah, you go ahead and go.
I'm going to say Archer.
Yeah, I was also thinking Archer.
It is Archer.
It's Dear Doctor.
Chris?
I mean, it just if he said it first, so give him the bonus point if you got it.
That's a bonus point. It is Dear Doctor. Good job.
Thanks. Fucking hate that episode.
All right. You can use logic to justify almost anything. That's its power and its flaw.
All right, so that's Janeway.
Yeah, I was gonna say Janeway.
You are both correct.
The episode is the one where that Tuvok stole the device from that really advanced civilization that had like a crazy ass teleporter that could transport them like thousands of light years at a go. What was the name of that fucking episode? Fuck, I'm not going to be able to remember that. It's probably the name of the planet.
We can move on.
What was the episode?
Prime Factors.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Is that the right episode I'm thinking of?
I have no idea. I haven't seen
okay, perfect. Awesome. Great. No.
This is why I didn't want to go into this position of the episode.
Oh, I see.
Because there are 2 entire shows that I haven't seen everything out of. All right. If you ever disrespect me again like that again, I'll skip the court martial and blow you out the airlock.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's the first one I don't have a good idea about.
Ooh, wow. I'm going to say Kirk.
Freeman?
It is Freeman.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any idea of the episode title?
Oh, no clue.
Moist Vessel.
Amazing.
Yeah. Right. We're human beings with the blood of 1,000,000 savage years on our hands, but we can't stop it. But we can stop it. My bad. Let me start again. We're human beings with the blood of 1,000,000 savage years on our hands, but we can stop it.
I'm going to say Kirk for this one.
I'm going to say Kirk again, especially because 1,000,000 years is wrong. We ain't been around that long.
Yep, it's Kirk.
But back in the 60s, we didn't know shit. It's the fighting one where they fight. What the fuck was it? God damn, it's like one of the
fight.
It's like one of the few episodes I've actually seen. It's like This Little War or This Little War of Ours, some shit like that.
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine.
Fuck, I don't remember.
All right, Taste of Armageddon.
Yeah, that wasn't it at all, actually. No.
I was gonna say this is like the simulated war episode.
Yep, that'd be a different episode that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Belief can be the difference between victory and defeat. Get a crew to believe in miracles, they might give you one.
Sounds very pikey.
I don't know. It sounds stupid. Get a crew to believe, and they might give you miracles. Actually, it sounds like something Riker would say. Which actually, yeah, I guess that would feel pikey then at that point. Sure, I'll go with Pike as well.
It is Pike.
Yeah. All right.
Episode.
Oh, what is the name of that fucking episode? The singing one. Man, I'm not good with titles, dude.
Yeah, neither am I. So I don't have any idea what it's called.
It is not the singing one. This is, I think it's the first one the Gorn show up in. Memento Mori.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Your Honor, Starfleet was founded to seek out new life. Well, there it sits, waiting.
Picard.
You wanted a chance to make a law. Well, here it is.
Picard.
Make a good one.
Picard.
It's Picard. Yep. Episode?
Measure of Man.
Yep.
So as of right now, you both are tied 8-8.
Hot damn.
Yep. Leave any bigotry in your quarters. There's no room for it on the bridge.
Fuck, we talked about this exact line.
We did.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yes.
I feel like you're both waiting for each other.
No. I think it was, I'm trying to remember who was being bigoted and why.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm going to go with Cisco.
Yeah. Picard?
It was Kirk.
Fuck.
So this is the episode called Balance of Terror. It's where the Romulans show up and they realize that they're like,
it's funny
to the Vulcans.
It's funny because I said in my brain, I think it was against the Romulan. And the only Romulan I could think of on a bridge was on the Defiant. Because there's that Romulan consultant who ran the cloaking device.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this was Kirk yelling at a helmsman for giving Spock shit for being related to Romulans, I guess.
Sure.
So Kirk's entire point here was like, no, Spock's one of the good ones, Ensign. Come on.
All right. It feels like we're being pecked to death by ducks.
What a line. What a line.
We've talked about this one on the podcast as well.
We have? I don't remember that.
Yes, we have. What the fuck did that come from? It was Janeway. What episode was
it? I don't want to just say Janeway because I was not thinking Janeway at all, so I'll say Freeman.
It was Janeway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to give you an episode title. I don't remember what was going on.
Basics, Part 1. I would have given it to you if you had basics.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so generous.
It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life.
It's Picard, I'm pretty sure.
Picard, yeah.
Yep, it's Picard.
This is, I'm pretty sure, in TNG where they're talking, where he's, I can't remember the name of the episode, honestly.
Is he talking to Wesley?
No.
Give me a full rundown, because there's a chance I might remember the title and I can take the point.
Well, no. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. What was it?
It's Peak Performance.
Oh, okay. So not the episode I was thinking of.
This is one, they're in like a war game and the Ferengi show up.
Oh, yeah. This is also the one where like Data plays like that strategy game and keeps getting beat by that alien dude. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember now. Yep.
Stratagem, I believe, was the name of that game.
Yeah.
All right. I promise I will not rest until I stand with you again, here in this place where I belong.
Promise I will not rest until I stand with you again, here in this place where I belong.
Is that Cisco?
That sounds Cisco-y.
It's Cisco. Yep.
Yeah. Is that where they like abandoning the station temporarily or something.
Yeah.
Then I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it.
I was gonna say caretakers. Like, is that something that he said to the caretakers? I don't know.
No, it starts with a C. Call to arms.
Arms, yeah.
He's addressing the Bajorans on the station.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather regret something I did than something I didn't.
Short and sweet.
Boy, that sounds pikey. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pike.
Pike is a decent option there. That's like Kirk. I need to make up some points. I'll take a gamble.
Scavengers, Burnham. This is
Burnham.
like season 3 of Disco, yeah.
Vaguely remember that.
Okay. I said, you're an ugly bastard.
That's Janeway.
Yeah, it is.
It's Archer.
Oh, shit, that's right.
This is him yelling at Silic.
That's right. Although Janeway does say something
him.
very similar to that.
Oh,
That
yeah,
doesn't
no,
surprise me.
I don't like something, I don't like something, I don't like you. That's what Janeway says.
That's what it is. Yeah.
What? Who's Silic? Oh, the
Sullivan.
crabapple people. Yeah.
Yeah, the crabapple
Or
people.
the horseapple people, yeah.
Yeah.
God, they're fucking ugly.
Hey, don't make me paradox you into destroying yourself.
Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Freeman.
No idea on the title.
Yeah, God, fuck, man. The titles of those, that one's even worse.
Yeah, no small parts.
Okay.
All right.
Last one. Giving up our values in the name of security is to lose the battle in advance.
Picard.
Yes, it is Picard.
It is Pike.
Oh, damn.
And this one was a bit of a trick. It's Project Daedalus. It's one of the Disco episodes he's in.
Oh, yeah. Clever trick. I definitely would have
Yeah.
been stumbled by that.
No, Picard has a line that's very similar to that.
Yeah, they all kind of sound similar, Chris, because they're all making the same fucking speech over and over again.
Fair.
All right. Well, with a score of 11-12, Stanford takes it.
Boom!
Congratulations.
Who says the losing score first?
Who does? That's rough.
Oh, man. Yep, that's fair. Yeah. I say, you know what the difference was?
Am
Dear
I better
fucking
than
doctor.
you? Oh,
Dear
yeah.
Doctor,
Doctor.
Dear Doctor, oh, my bonus point paid off. Yes.
your one bonus point you said you would get. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the
Man.
one guy who said he's never going to get an episode title got an episode title.
Well, I know what I
With the
specifically said.
qualifier.
What I specifically said was, unless it's an Archer one, because I'm gonna pull those because I've been editing all those episodes.
Yeah.
Oh man, does that mean that I won the first trivia of season fucking 5 for us? Fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for another week of Captain's Log Supplemental. As we say at the top and bottom of the pod, please, like, rate, review, subscribe, do all the social media things. It helps promote us and gets the word out there about the podcast. Thanks for joining in this week, and we will see you all next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.